Welcome back to the channel. It's a beautiful, I almost said Sunday, Monday, Labor Day weekend here. It is Labor Day as I'm filming this, so everyone's off, sun's shining. It's pretty nice, minus there being a ton more traffic than I am used to, but on a Monday, but it's nice. So this obviously is a video I did on the BizPath channel as well, and it did well because I think it did well because a couple reasons. I personally resonated quite heavily with it, but I also just believe in it big time. I think there is so much sentiment in saying 3 to 6 months can pretty much change your life, I would say, but a year can completely, reinvent yourself. But even right now, I think 4 months, 120 days can completely change how you look, how you feel, how you operate, and you could more or less disappear and become unrecognizable in that amount of time. And I'm not saying it, to do it for ego reasons or to prove other people wrong. I'm a big fan of leading with a chip on your shoulder, but like within reason, guys, especially for, if you get a little bit older, you realize that stuff gets a little silly. You got to do stuff for yourself. So this is for those who obviously have an interest in changing themselves. I'm literally going to get right into it. I'm going to go month by month, and then we'll kind of, roll from there. Month one, what do you need to do? What is your play of action? The first thing, self-audit your entire life, A to Z, find patterns. Okay, those are like the two main things. You need to narrow down. It could be a couple things, but I would say 2 to 3. If you could get like a minimum of 2 to 3 things you need to change in your life. For me, I'll just kind of tell like some stories. I wasn't working out at some point. I knew that had to change because I knew my mental health was being affected. I had really worked out. I started working out when I was 12 years old, all the way up until end of high school, and then I just completely stopped. I went cold turkey for no apparent reason other than just being lazy. I'm just being completely frank, and I knew that was bad. Like I knew how much confidence, how much oomph came when I was lifting and when I was working out, and I just let that go. So I knew I had to change that. I knew I wanted to start a business, and I was being lazy with my skill set. I already had a fucking skill set. This is like 80% done, and 80% of the hard stuff was out of the way. I had already built a good enough skill set, but I wasn't utilizing it properly. So I was like, how do I put this to work for my own business, which we're going to talk about in a couple minutes now. But you need to find these things yourself. Obviously, I can give you, the roadmap, but you got to be the one to open those doors, right? I can't be the one to step in your shoes and really understand what's going on in your life. So find these patterns. That's the quickest thing, because the quicker you can find it, the quicker you can cut it, and the quicker you can cut it, the faster your life will change if you really want to talk about speed. So you need to find these things, do an audit. I'd say take, like I said, the first month, if you can by the end of September, it's actually perfect. I didn't even mean to do this, but September 1st is right now, today. Probably, hopefully, as you're watching this or within a couple days from now, by the end of this month, you should have patterns found and have solutions to those said things. Okay, so that's, what I want you to spend your time on for like the next couple of weeks, is really find that in. That is nice. That is is it a Portofino? I cannot tell. I saw a really nice purple R8 before I started filming. I wish I was filming, but it's all good. Anyways, find your biggest problems, really dissect and isolate them, and then, have that, like, physically write this down. Seriously, if you can. Month 2, this is where things start getting exciting. There's a GTS right there. Do you guys see that? I'm seeing some nice ones. I hate that color, but it's a cool spec. You gotta be able to develop skills. Okay, I know this is cheesy. I talk about this shit all the time, but I genuinely don't care. You need to develop your skills. And with AI right now, if I was a young guy going into my 20s, I would work with info product businesses and do something with AI. There's a nice F430 Spider. God damn, that was an old one too. That was beautiful. But I'm getting distracted, all right? I'm sorry. I apologize. I've had some comments. You got the biggest ADHD brain. It's like, I know that, dude. I'm not going to hide from the fact, especially when I see a nice car. It's like, of course. But skill development, all right? Learn everything. Learn everything about Hormozy, Cole Gordon, Jeremy Minor, if you want to do sales stuff. If you want to do like just AI or SaaS, Becker's a good guy to learn from. There's some more niche creators too that you could really like just hone in on, consume. That's a fucking M3, man. We're seeing so many nice cars. What is happening? Hone in on learning this stuff, okay? You really have to consume and plug in everything to prompt. It's crazy, but if you want to learn sales, ask Claude. I just like Claude. I'm not against GPT, but I really like Claude for the reason of being able to ask it and formulate a specific person's voice, or have questions asked in Alex Hormozy's tone or X, Y, and Z's tone, and it will literally give you the advice as if you're talking to Alex, or if you're talking to these high-level people that are extremely smart. Now, you obviously have to feed it the right information if you want to learn a skill like this, but I say this with everything. I literally just created a couple modules about this in the mentorship itself, which is The only best way to learn, guys, is by doing. Like, I get this, the most common question I get is how to get a sales job, and that's because it's like, dude, it's very simple. There's no how-to, there's no right or wrong answer, but you have to learn it. Do you think every salesperson started off as an expert? Do you think every salesperson started making $500,000 a year, $1 million a year off the bat? No, of course not. Everyone has to bet a chance and take a chance on newbies, and it doesn't matter if you don't have sales experience, dude. Every great world-class salesperson, world-class marketer, copywriter started with nothing too. They started with no experience, right? So it's okay. I wouldn't say that. It's about how you hold yourself and how you communicate yourself if you really want to do this and apply this. So this is the best thing. And guys, I'm telling you, like, from a woman's perspective, just for your own self-respect, that's I get memed all the time. I think that's a Turbo S. I don't know, man. That was a beautiful Porsche too. But the best thing, it's attractive when you're learning something, when you're isolated, when you're fully focused on your mission, right? And skill development is a part of that mission. It's arguably the most important, because then you can go off and, package it up as a service, as an offer. But for right now, to become an expert, you just have to do, right? You can watch a million videos on how to train your biceps, but the best way to do it is by getting in the gym, picking up a dumbbell, and doing a damn curl, right? That's the only way you're going to learn. It's in my opinion, the best way you're going to learn. You could watch books or watch podcasts, listen to audiobooks, read books, all that shit, even write some stuff, but dude, just throw yourself in the arena, okay? You have to be able to do that. Third, okay, so month 2, by the end of October, hypothetically speaking, if you're watching this in September, you should have a skill well enough, versus the year. You're not fully like an expert, obviously, but you're competent. You know the ins and outs. You've maybe trial and error. If you're doing Facebook ads, set some dummy budgets, $25-$50. Run an ad creative. Have GPT create some ad creatives for you if you want to start a Facebook ads agencies. If you want to work with coaches and help them with their AI automations on the back end, build some Zapier flows, build some end-to-end flows. Just try and see what works and what would be huge gaps in their businesses and what you can help with. That's a huge skill in and of itself. By month 3, this is your income and your cash flow generating phase, if you will. This is where you start making some money. So this is where I would position yourself, do cold outreach, specifically cold email, cold DMs, and offer free audits, free trials, and you want to work for free to get your couple case studies. If you can charge for services, that's like a static. That's like 100 out of 10. A 10 out of 10 though is a free trial client by month 3. That is, in my opinion, what the big kicker here is for most people that they don't understand yet, is trial clients are fucking massive, right? You can do this, okay? You can 100% do this. It's just people are typically too scared to do outreach. Right here, they get everything set up. They're learning their skill. They're confident because they've dissected the shitty things and removed that from their life and detached from that person that they once were 2 months ago. But they fall right here. It doesn't matter how good you are if you're not willing to put yourself out there. The guy who sends 100 outreach messages will always beat the one who sends nothing. It will always beat the one who just thinks that it's all luck. It's like volume can negate your luck here, right? So I want you to take that seriously. I want you to have something, and as a bonus here to this step, if you can start doing some demos, start doing some cold calls, start doing some outreach, and document and start your personal brand, that's just going to put fuel on the fire. That's going to eventually get you some inbound leads. That's your documentation journey, if you will. There's education content, how-to videos and tutorials and all that stuff. And then the other side of it is just, hey, I don't know much right now, but guys, I'm starting this brand new business and I'm really excited to share with you. Follow along for the journey. That type of content right now is fucking insane. It's evergreen to an extent because people love to find people who start business journeys. It's one of like the highest keyword rankings on YouTube right now, right? So that's a big one. You got to get some cash, you got to get some momentum, got to get some quick wins, and hopefully some trial clients. By month 4, this is just like turbo scale, feedback loops, build on momentum. Those 3 things. This is just like the second you get an outreach script that's working, you go all in. Dump everything else. Dump your B sequences, your C sequences, go in all in on A or whatever, which one's working. You need to put all your eggs in that basket, at least in the beginning. This is what's worked well for me outreach wise. So, oh, that's not an M4, or is it? I can't tell. That is an M4. God damn, bro. Nice. Cabriolet too. Let's go, baby. We're seeing a whole bunch of nice cars today. feedback loops. By this time, even if you're not getting responses, even if you're getting people to tell you to fuck off in your outreach, that's a center of feedback loop. That's a good thing. That means you need to pivot. That means you need to change. And when you don't have a niche, people don't realize some beginners are ahead of us business owners, because my whole identity, my whole business, my lead gen agency right now is only tied up in real estate. I can't go to a niche. All my case studies are real estate. All my review, everything is real estate related. So sure, I'm sure I could pivot and do a 3 to 6 month, but beginners can do this tomorrow. They can pivot right now if something's not working. Now, I don't recommend niche hopping just for shits and giggles, but like, you have agility. You have something that I don't. You have technically an upper edge against me. And that's what a lot of people, there's another GTS up there. You guys can't see it, but it was a blue one. That was beautiful. Yeah, a lot of you guys don't realize it. So I don't know. It's just something that a lot of people don't get. I'm going to be a friendly driver, let this fella in, see what he does. We're good. But what I was saying, no worries. What I was saying was build on the momentum that you have. I like to lead with the rule of one. I know this video is getting maybe a little bit long, a little bit rambly, but rule of one, guys. If you had a genie pop down on your desk right now and say, sir, all you have to do is type 138 messages on your keyboard right now, and maybe do some cold calls, and you're literally going to spark the interest of a paying client ready and willing and able to pay for your services, would you take that fucking trade? Would you do it? 10 out of 10 times you would, unless you're an idiot or you don't like money. You're not going to do that. But that's what people don't understand, is like, you press the literally right keyboards in your computer, what you're watching hopefully on this device right now, you can get a client that way. You could sell this service that way. This little G-Wagon and another Porsche that just crossed there. Everyone's off, man. This is the day to car spot and SUV spot. But what I was saying was, just build on momentum, man. I'm getting distracted. I apologize, but just build on the fucking momentum that you have. Do not let this slip. I've made this mistake 2 huge times where my outreach was firing and I got complacent. I brought some clients on and then I stopped doing outreach. It's like, dude, what are you doing? Like, why would you? This is the time to go harder, if anything. Act as if tomorrow's not going to happen. That's how hard you should go with this stuff. So I know this video is a little all over the place, but get honed into something. Get one skill, hyper focused, whether it's copywriting, web advertising, / Facebook ads, automations, sales. I don't give a shit what the skill is. Go all in, hone all the hell in, be a man, right? Get into it, get into the gym as well, and get your mind right. And I don't need a freaking 8-step morning routine, but definitely take this stuff seriously, because the quicker you take this stuff seriously, like I said, quicker you make money, quicker you're gonna be able to change your life. And literally this whole thing can be done in 4 months, in 120 days. So as always, I'm gonna end it here. If you've made it this far, I do want to see you, and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions as well, leave them below. I will happily answer below, and we'll see you guys in the next one.